You know, yesterday, Mr. Speaker, I watched something, or I think it was 2 days ago, the former Budget and Appropriations Committee Chair of the National Assembly. I think he was addressing himself to quite a number of issues, and I began to appreciate that no wonder we have the challenges that we have. You know, there is something that the late President, Mr. Speaker, President Mwai Kibaki, used to speak about people being suddenly very clever. And I saw the gentleman trying to tell us, oh, you know, we should not borrow. Even the budget that we are using in this financial year, it is that gentleman actually who passed it on the floor of the National Assembly with a fiscal deficit of almost 5%. How is it that suddenly he has discovered that borrowing is bad? This House has been pushing and insisting. Read, Mr. Speaker, our BSP report for the last 10 years. Senate has always maintained that don't have a fiscal deficit of above 3.3%, including the report that we passed here. As Senate, we have been quite clear on these things. Our colleagues who have been on the other side, on the National Assembly, cannot be the ones that are lecturing the country at this particular time and telling us, oh, you don't need to do this, we have borrowed this much. We have borrowed because, you know, you passed a budget that has a deficit of close to 1 trillion shillings, and there is no other way of meeting it, Mr. Speaker. Therefore, much as we want to have this conversation, it cannot be that because you are no longer wanted by your colleagues, Mr. Speaker, that you suddenly now want to talk down on everybody and tell us, oh, this and that is not right. I don't know, we are being told NSSF should not do this or the other. Mr. Speaker, you know, I found even that to be extremely ignorant. You know for a fact that here in Nairobi, just a kilometer from where we are gathering, NSSF of Tanzania are putting up an investment, I think, of close to 40 billion Kenya shillings because pension funds world over are looking for opportunities to invest. The problem with us as a country is that we think that it is the work of NSSF to only build houses and sell to citizens. Therefore, no wonder our pension scheme has never grown. A small country, a country with a smaller economy like Uganda, has a bigger pension fund than ours because of innovativeness in their thoughts, Mr. Speaker. And I saw this gentleman telling us, oh, don't build roads, don't do this or the other. Do people know, for example, that this expressway is built by savings from other pensioners in China who today, when we use the expressway, earn from us? Then you are telling us that our own cannot invest when opportunities come? Spare us this kind of lectures, Mr. Speaker. You know, Mr. Speaker, we have to be bold in our decision making and ensure that we are honest and truthful to the country, even as we have conversations about what is it that we can do about our economy. The last thing, Mr. Speaker, even on the securitization of roads, now I want to challenge you members. If you go to the Ministry of Roads and Transport today, there is a gentleman who's the Minister for Roads, C.S. Davis Chirchir. On his dashboard, he is able to show you the investment that has been done by the 3 road agencies in this country. If that thing does not make you boil when you look at it, and I think I'll ask that document be tabled here in Parliament one day. You know, because I'm saying this because I saw the member of Kiharu, that former member of, chair of Budget and Finance Committee, saying that we should not securitize roads levy so that we build roads in other parts of the country. Yet he knows last financial year alone, in his own constituency, he sent 14 billion Kenya shillings to one constituency. Really? The whole of my own county, has hardly, you know. Then somebody tells us, oh, don't securitize. You know, this loan conversation about repayments of loans, Mr. Speaker, one day we will have to be honest with each other. You know, when I tell my people of Kericho that the reason you can't have sufficient development is because you are repaying loans, they ask you, loans for what? Because they cannot see. One day we will just say, tabulate what is in your county and pay. So that we see. You know, Mr. Speaker, hypocrisy must end in this country. Part of the reason why I love the broad-based government is that we said we want to be honest and end the politics of hypocrisy and politics of blackmail, Mr. Speaker, such as what I saw that young man trying to pursue. You cannot put 14 billion in your constituency, then you come and tell the rest of us who are dealing with bad and poor roads that we cannot look for money to build roads for our own people, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I hope that I am still responding to comments made by my colleagues on Division of Revenue. But I just thought about it and I said, this country, sometimes you follow things and you wonder. We want equity. There's a point that I said that perhaps was lost. I said, and my colleagues, if it is not so difficult to establish, because now we are doing, in the new formula, the fourth generation formula, we are doing, there's an element called the gross county product. How much a county has been able to produce. What will you produce if you have not been enabled by the national government, Mr. Speaker? You can't produce if you have no roads, if your people are not healthy. There are counties that have 7 level 5 hospitals, while in most of the rural counties, like from where most of us come from, has only 1. And it is a level 5 by name only. Or counties that do not have. Therefore, if people want us to measure the productivity of every county, let us also measure the investment of national government in those counties, Mr. Speaker. So that we are able to know that we have put 100 billion in County X, and therefore we expect a return factor of this much. If the investment by national government is 1 billion in my county, they should not expect anything, Mr. Speaker. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, this is a moment that we have to be honest and sincere with each other.